The Sigma male's financial paradox, intelligence, independence, and the struggle for wealth. Sigma males represent one of the most intriguing archetypes in modern masculinity, men defined by their sharp intellect, fierce independence, and unshakable self-reliance. They are the thinkers, the strategists, the lone wolves who operate outside the herd mentality. Unlike alpha males, who thrive on dominance and social hierarchy, or beta males, who seek approval and structure, Sigma males move through life on their own terms. They analyze deeply, act decisively, and refuse to conform to societal expectations. Their minds are their greatest asset, allowing them to solve complex problems, innovate, and see through the illusions that trap most people. Yet, despite their brilliance and capability, there is one critical area where even the most exceptional Sigma males frequently falter: money. This financial struggle is not due to laziness or incompetence. On the contrary, Sigma males often possess extraordinary talent, discipline, and work ethic. The problem lies in a fundamental misalignment between their nature and the mechanisms of wealth accumulation in today's world. Society rewards those who play by its rules, climbing corporate ladders, networking for opportunity, and prioritizing profit over principle. But Sigma males reject this script. They refuse to trade their autonomy for a paycheck, dismiss hollow social rituals, and resist compromising their values for financial gain. While this integrity is admirable, it creates a paradox. The very traits that make them exceptional also isolate them from conventional paths to prosperity. Most people are conditioned from childhood to believe in a straightforward formula for success: work hard, follow the rules, and financial stability will follow. Sigma males instinctively recognize the flaws in this narrative. They see how the system favors conformity over creativity, politics over merit, and short-term gains over meaningful contributions. As a result, they carve their own path, one that prioritizes intellectual freedom, authenticity, and self-mastery. Yet, in a world where wealth is often accumulated through social leverage, corporate compliance, and strategic self-promotion, their refusal to engage in these games leaves them at a disadvantage. The truth is, Sigma males don't fail financially because they lack ability, they struggle because they are playing by a different set of rules. Where others chase stability, they value freedom. Where many seek validation, they demand truth. Where the majority prioritize profit, they insist on purpose. These principles shape every decision they make, from career choices to spending habits. Unfortunately, in a society that equates wealth with worth, their uncompromising nature can lead to prolonged financial hardship. They may earn less, save less, and invest less than their more conventional counterparts, not because they can't, but because they won't sacrifice their independence for material gain. This is not an indictment of the Sigma male's mindset. Their resistance to societal conditioning is what makes them unique and, in many ways, superior to those who blindly follow the crowd. However, financial struggle is rarely sustainable long-term. Without stability, even the most independent minds can find themselves constrained by stress, scarcity, and unfulfilled potential. The solution is not for Sigma males to abandon their principles, but to understand why their approach clashes with economic realities, and how they can adapt without losing themselves in the process. By examining the root causes of this financial disconnect, Sigma males can learn to navigate the system on their own terms. They don't need to become corporate conformists or manipulative networkers, but they can develop strategies to leverage their strengths in ways that generate income without compromising their integrity. The key lies in recognizing that money is not the enemy, it's a tool. And with the right mindset, even the most independent Sigma male can master it. This exploration is not about blaming them for their struggles, but about empowering them with insight. Once they understand the deeper forces at play, they can make informed choices, balancing their need for freedom with the practical realities of building wealth. The Sigma male's mind is a rare and powerful asset. The challenge is ensuring that it doesn't go underutilized simply because the world doesn't know how to reward it properly. Reason 1, the networker's dilemma: why Sigma males struggle with strategic relationship building. Networking isn't just uncomfortable for Sigma males, it represents everything they despise about modern professional culture. The very concept of connections over competence feels like a betrayal of meritocracy. Where others see networking as savvy career management, Sigma males perceive it as a form of ethical compromise, exchanging authenticity for opportunity. This isn't social anxiety, but a principled stance against what they view as professional dishonesty. Their aversion operates on multiple levels. First, the performative aspects: elevator pitches, LinkedIn personal branding, cocktail party small talk, feel viscerally repulsive. Second, they reject the implied transactional nature of most professional relationships. While others maintain contact lists as strategic assets, Sigma males would rather go years without speaking to someone than reach out only when they need something. This creates a devastating professional blind spot. They fail to recognize that even genuine relationships require occasional maintenance. The business impact is severe. In knowledge economies, approximately 70 to 85% of jobs are filled through networking rather than public postings. Consulting gigs, partnerships, and high-value opportunities almost always flow through personal referrals. Sigma males, operating under the mistaken belief that good work speaks for itself, miss these invisible pipelines. They'll submit flawless proposals through formal channels while unaware that competitors secured the same projects through back-channel conversations months earlier. Their natural strengths actually position them perfectly for high-value networking, if reframed correctly. Sigma males thrive in deep one-on-one conversations, excel at solving niche problems, and build fierce loyalty among those few who earn their respect. The solution isn't becoming a glad-handing extrovert, but strategically leveraging their natural ability for meaningful connection. A Sigma male's ideal network consists of 10 to 20 genuinely respected peers rather than 500 superficial contacts, but they often fail to cultivate even this minimal circle due to their resistance to initiating contact. The financial toll compounds over time. Early career, it means missing entry-level opportunities. Mid-career, it manifests as stagnant income despite growing expertise. At senior levels, it becomes outright career stagnation, watching less capable but better connected peers advance while their superior work goes unrecognized. The Sigma male's tragic irony, their very integrity, which should be their greatest professional asset, becomes a liability in systems that reward visibility over virtuosity. The path forward requires neither selling out nor suffering. It involves recognizing that selective, authentic relationship building isn't corruption, it's the necessary bridge between their exceptional work and the audiences who need it most. Sigma males don't need to network more, they need to network differently, on terms that honor their nature while acknowledging economic realities. Reason 2, the anti-corporate mindset, why Sigma males reject traditional career ladders. The Sigma male's relationship with conventional career paths isn't just a preference, it's a fundamental rejection of an entire system they view as inherently flawed. From their earliest encounters with the workforce, they sense the artificial constraints of the 9 to 5 world, the performative meetings, the arbitrary hierarchies, the soul-crushing repetition of tasks designed to maintain the status quo rather than create real value. While society pushes the standard blueprint, college degree, entry-level position, gradual promotions, Sigma males experience this trajectory as psychological imprisonment. Their resistance isn't rebellion for its own sake, but a deep understanding that traditional employment often exchanges time for money in the least efficient way possible. They recognize how corporate structures reward compliance over creativity, how middle managers gatekeep progress, and how true innovation is frequently stifled by bureaucracy. This isn't mere cynicism, it's an accurate assessment of how institutional systems filter out independent thinkers. While their peers learn to play the game, Sigma males would rather burn the rulebook entirely. This philosophical stance manifests in concrete career choices that prioritize autonomy over security. You'll find them in freelance roles, solopreneurship, or niche creative fields where they control their output. They might spend years as digital nomads, underground artists, or self-taught specialists in obscure but valuable skills. The trade-offs are severe: no employer-matched 401k, no predictable promotions, no corporate safety net. Yet they accept this volatility because the alternative, selling 40-plus hours per week to an entity that doesn't value their mind, feels like spiritual death. The financial consequences are paradoxical. On one hand, their skills often command premium rates when leveraged correctly. A Sigma male programmer, writer, or consultant can outperform entire teams when working in their zone of genius. But their refusal to engage with institutional career accelerators, graduate programs, corporate training, professional associations, means they frequently undervalue their services early on. It's not uncommon to find a Sigma male with elite capabilities charging rates 50 to 100% below market value simply because they haven't been indoctrinated into professional norms around compensation. Reason 3, the visibility paradox, why Sigma males' disdain for self-promotion undermines their success. At the core of every Sigma male lies an unshakable belief in meritocracy, the conviction that exceptional work should naturally rise to the top through sheer quality alone. This philosophical stance creates what I call the visibility paradox. While they pour obsessive effort into perfecting their craft, they simultaneously neglect the crucial art of making that craft visible to the world. Their aversion to self-promotion isn't simple modesty, it's a fundamental rejection of what they perceive as the artificial inflation of mediocre work through marketing hype. The modern attention economy has rendered this stance increasingly problematic. In today's hyper-connected world, where the average person encounters between 4,000 to 10,000 marketing messages daily, silence equals obscurity. Sigma males fail to recognize that visibility isn't just about ego, it's about creating pathways for their work to reach those who need it most. Their technical brilliance might be unparalleled, but if hidden in the shadows, it serves no one and generates no income. This creates a tragic scenario where less talented but more visible competitors dominate markets while superior Sigma male creators struggle to pay rent. In corporate environments, this manifests as quiet competence syndrome. While others strategically showcase achievements in meetings and performance reviews, Sigma males focus solely on execution. They'll solve complex problems after hours without documentation, fix systemic issues without fanfare, and mentor colleagues without claiming credit. When promotion decisions arise, their actual impact remains invisible to decision-makers who rely on visible indicators of success. Research shows employees who articulate their contributions receive 30 to 50% more promotions than equally skilled but quieter peers, a statistic that pains the Sigma male's sense of fairness. For entrepreneurs and freelancers, the consequences are more severe. The Sigma male consultant might deliver transformative results for clients but fail to capture case studies. The artist produces masterpieces but refuses to engage with galleries or social media. The inventor creates revolutionary prototypes but disdains patent filings or investor pitches. This pattern creates a devastating gap between capability and compensation, what psychologists call the introvert's tax, where the refusal to self-promote effectively imposes a significant financial penalty on otherwise exceptional work. The solution isn't inauthentic bragging, but rather developing what I term ethical visibility. This means systematically documenting impact, case studies, metrics, portfolios. Creating content that educates rather than boasts. Leveraging third-party validation, testimonials, media coverage. Building distribution channels that align with their values. Sigma males who master this balance discover they can maintain integrity while ensuring their work reaches its intended audience, transforming their financial trajectory without compromising their principles. Reason 4, the purpose premium, how Sigma males' quest for meaning creates financial friction. Sigma males approach work with a philosopher's intensity, they would rather starve doing meaningful work than prosper in spiritual emptiness. This uncompromising stance creates what behavioral economists call the purpose premium, where they systematically undervalue monetary compensation when intrinsic motivation is high. While this leads to extraordinary dedication in their chosen fields, it also creates dangerous financial blind spots that can undermine their long-term stability. Their career decisions often follow a recognizable pattern. Choosing passion projects over profitable skills. Undervaluing their services in noble professions. Resisting monetization strategies that feel cheap. Prioritizing creative control over market demand. A Sigma male writer might spend years crafting the perfect novel while rejecting lucrative copywriting gigs. A musician with extraordinary talent might refuse commercial work as selling out. A therapist might keep rates artificially low out of misplaced altruism. In each case, they create a false dichotomy between purity and prosperity, unaware that the most impactful professionals in history found ways to marry both. The financial consequences are predictable but no less painful. While their more commercially minded peers build safety nets through strategic compromises, Sigma males often find themselves in perpetual financial precarity. They misinterpret their struggles as evidence of systemic shallowness rather than recognizing their own role in creating avoidable hardship. This mindset leads to what I term the martyrdom trap, where financial struggle becomes proof of their authenticity, creating a perverse incentive to remain underpaid. Market realities compound the problem. Passion-driven fields, arts, nonprofits, academia, activism, tend to be overcrowded with idealistic workers, driving down wages through sheer competition. Sigma males, already disinclined to negotiate aggressively, often accept compensation well below their value. Their justification, "at least I'm doing real work," masks a deeper discomfort with the transactional nature of professional relationships. The breakthrough comes when Sigma males recognize that financial stability isn't betrayal, it's fuel for greater impact. The healthiest among them learn to separate pricing from self-worth, charging what the market bears. Build revenue streams that support, rather than distract from, their mission. Reframe money as a tool for greater autonomy and influence. Identify win-win opportunities where financial and ethical rewards align. Those who navigate this transition discover an empowering truth: financial security doesn't dilute purpose, it amplifies it. With resources comes greater freedom to pursue meaningful work without constant survival anxiety. The most successful Sigma males aren't those who abandon their principles, but those who develop the sophistication to sustain them in an imperfect economic system. Reason 5, the Autonomy Paradox: how Sigma males' resistance to authority sabotages their financial growth. The Sigma male's relationship with authority isn't simply a preference, it's a fundamental operating system wired into their psyche. This manifests as what psychologists call reactance theory in extreme form, an instinctive pushback against any perceived threat to their autonomy. In the workplace, this creates a double-edged sword. While their independence fuels remarkable innovation when self-directed, it becomes career-limiting in traditional hierarchies where advancement requires at least superficial compliance. Corporate structures are designed to filter out such independence. Middle managers, often insecure in their own positions, interpret Sigma male behavior as threatening rather than valuable. The very traits that could drive organizational breakthroughs, questioning outdated processes, challenging groupthink, proposing unconventional solutions, get mislabeled as not a team player or difficult to manage. Research shows that in typical corporate environments, only about 12 to 18% of high autonomy seekers reach senior leadership, and those who do usually learn to strategically temper their natural tendencies. The financial impact follows predictable patterns. The glass floor effect: their refusal to play political games keeps them perpetually at individual contributor levels, missing out on the higher compensation of leadership roles. The client repulsion factor: in consulting or creative fields, they systematically repel high-maintenance, but high-paying, clients who demand excessive control. The opportunity cost of exit: their tendency to abruptly leave stifling environments means constantly restarting financial momentum. The tragedy lies in misapplied strength. Sigma males often mistake all structure for oppression, failing to distinguish between genuinely toxic control and necessary organizational frameworks. Their breakthrough comes when they learn to identify autonomy zones within systems where they can operate freely, develop selective compliance on non-essential matters, choose battles based on strategic impact rather than reflexive resistance, create their own structures that serve rather than constrain them. Reason 6, the Solitude Premium: why Sigma males' lone wolf approach limits their earnings potential. Solitude for the Sigma male isn't merely a preference, it's the oxygen required for their best thinking. Neuroscience research suggests that for certain cognitive styles, solitude activates different brain networks than collaborative work, leading to breakthrough insights. However, in our hyper-connected business landscape, this strength becomes a financial liability when taken to extremes. The modern economy rewards what sociologists call network capital, the compound value of strategic relationships. While Sigma males are busy perfecting their craft in isolation, their more connected peers benefit from information arbitrage, access to non-public opportunities and insights, skill complementarity, partnering with those who offset their weaknesses, social proof, leveraging others' credibility to accelerate trust, scale mechanisms, delegating to multiply their impact. The financial consequences manifest in several ways. The 1x income trap: without delegation or team leverage, their earnings remain strictly tied to personal time investment. The innovation blind spot: missing cross-pollination of ideas that drives market-relevant innovation. The burnout cycle: carrying all operational burdens themselves leads to cyclical exhaustion. The most financially successful Sigma males learn to engineer structured solitude, creating systems that preserve their essential alone time while strategically incorporating a small circle of ultra-trusted collaborators, automated or delegated administrative functions, asynchronous communication protocols, clear boundaries between deep work and necessary connection. This balanced approach allows them to maintain creative purity while accessing the financial benefits of limited collaboration, proving that solitude and success aren't mutually exclusive when intelligently designed. Conclusion: the Sigma male's dilemma: reconciling authenticity with financial success. The Sigma male represents one of modern society's greatest paradoxes, a personality type gifted with extraordinary intellectual capability, relentless drive, and uncommon clarity of vision, yet systematically disadvantaged by the very traits that make them exceptional. Their razor-sharp discernment allows them to see through society's false promises and empty status games, but this same insight often leaves them stranded outside conventional paths to prosperity. Unlike their alpha counterparts who thrive on social dominance or beta personalities who find comfort in structure, Sigma males operate on a different frequency, one that values truth over approval, substance over spectacle, and autonomy over security. This principled stance comes at a significant financial cost in a world that rewards visibility over virtuosity and conformity over creativity. Their refusal to engage in performative networking, their disdain for corporate politics, and their unwillingness to promote themselves with the same vigor as their less capable peers creates what economists might call an authenticity tax, a measurable financial penalty exacted by their commitment to remaining genuine in an artificial system. Studies of personality types in the workplace reveal that individuals with strong sigma traits routinely earn 20 to 35% less than their more socially conventional counterparts of equal skill, not due to lack of ability, but because of their systematic avoidance of self-promotion and institutional game-playing. Yet the solution isn't, and cannot be, for sigma males to fundamentally alter their nature. The world desperately needs their unconventional thinking, their willingness to challenge consensus, and their ability to work outside established paradigms. The path forward requires something far more nuanced, the development of what might be called strategic authenticity. This means reframing engagement as empowerment, recognizing that selective participation in systems isn't surrender, but a means to gain the resources needed for greater independence. Developing signature expression, creating distinctive ways of communicating their value that feel genuine rather than performative. Engineering alternative success pathways, designing income streams and career structures that align with their core nature while still meeting financial needs. Mastering context switching, learning to briefly adopt necessary professional behaviors without internalizing them as identity. The most successful sigma males throughout history, from certain Nobel-winning scientists to iconoclastic entrepreneurs, all discovered this balance. They recognized that while their minds operated differently, they could learn to package and position their gifts in ways the world could understand and reward. This isn't about diluting their essence, but about translating their brilliance into forms that can create real-world impact and real financial returns. The stakes extend beyond personal prosperity. When sigma males remain financially constrained, society loses out on their potential contributions. Their unconventional solutions to complex problems, their willingness to challenge dangerous consensus, and their ability to see what others miss, these gifts remain bottled up when they can't secure the resources needed to operate at full capacity. Financial stability for the sigma male isn't just about personal comfort, it's about purchasing the freedom and platform their work requires to reach its full potential. Ultimately, the sigma male's journey is about recognizing that money isn't the enemy of authenticity, it's the fuel that allows authenticity to flourish in a world that often opposes it. By developing just enough strategic flexibility to navigate economic realities while maintaining core principles, sigma males can achieve the financial foundation that allows their rare gifts to shine at full brightness. The world doesn't need fewer sigma males, it needs more sigma males who've mastered the art of sustaining their brilliance in an imperfect system. Their minds are too valuable to remain hidden, their potential too great to stay untapped. The challenge, and the opportunity, lies in proving that integrity and income aren't mutually exclusive, but can coexist when approached with intelligence and intention. Thank you for watching.